Hey guys, I just first wanted to thank you all so much for your support in my YouTube channel. I definitely would not have posted the video yesterday if I didn't get such a positive feedback from all of you. Always blows my mind how good of a support group I have. Yesterday I said in my video that I wanted to do kind of an overview of what the last 2 years of my life have looked like. I'm not going to get into detail because a lot of the things I could do in other videos and it would just take up way too much time. So I'm going to try and make this as short and concise as possible. Probably going to forget a lot of things, but that's okay. I'm going to do my best. So this all kind of started 2 years ago, April 2015. I started getting headaches. Now, I have had headaches before from not drinking enough water, but these were very unique headaches. They started out very mild and not very frequent to very frequent and very intense. So as the months progressed, so did the symptoms, and along with the headaches, I was also randomly getting sick and my eye would droop. My pupils would be 2 different sizes, just to name some more symptoms that I was having. During the summer of 2015, I went to my family doctor twice, and both times she told me that she wasn't worried that it was a tumor or anything. She told me that I had to fix my posture, which made sense because I had horrible posture. And that was that. So I was confident that it wasn't anything too serious, and that September, I moved to Ottawa to go to school at Carleton for humanities. And when I got there, that's when the headaches started becoming really terrible. By the end of September, I was barely going to class. I wasn't doing my assignments. I spent the majority of my time on the floor of my dorm, just in pain, not really being able to do anything. While I was in Ottawa, I went to a walk-in clinic. I went to 2 walk-in clinics and 2 visits to the emergency room. One time I went to the emergency room by ambulance, and they didn't really do anything. They all prescribed a different form of pain med, and so I tried to get in to see a neurologist in Ottawa, but when I called, they said that the closest time, like the nearest available appointment, was in February of 2016, and so that was like months away, and I could not wait any longer. So I was fed up and my parents were fed up, and we wanted to figure this out. So Charlene, my stepmom, she booked me an appointment to see a neurologist in Austin, Texas, because that's where they were living at the time. So I went on my reading week at the end of October to meet with a neurologist, and she said that it looked like I had cluster migraines, and I got an MRI done the next day. And at that point, I decided to drop out of school to figure this out, because I wasn't doing school anyways and I was in pain all the time. So I decided to drop out and move with my parents in Austin, Texas, so that we could figure this out. So I had a couple MRIs done, and then I got an appointment with a neurosurgeon, and he was the first person to tell us that I had a tumor. I had a tumor growing at the base of my skull, kind of in this region, and it was wrapped around my right carotid artery, which is a vein, one of the major veins that leads blood to your brain. He said that he wasn't concerned that it was cancerous because of the way it looked on the scans. It looked like it was benign. So at that point, I was just extremely relieved to finally have an answer to why I was feeling so terrible. At the beginning of December, I had a biopsy done. Because of where my tumor is located, they were able to do a biopsy through my ear canal. So I got the biopsy done, and then I went back to the Soo with my family for Christmas, a couple days before Christmas. And the day after I got back from the Soo, we got a phone call from a oncologist from Dallas, Texas, at the Children's Hospital there, that I had cancer and that I had a very rare and aggressive form of cancer, Ewing sarcoma. It's a childhood bone and soft tissue cancer. So they told us to come back immediately so that we could start treatment. So I think 2 days later we flew to Dallas, and I had my first round of chemo over Christmas. I'm not going to get into detail too much about chemotherapy and that, because that could be a whole nother video within itself. But basically, from December 2015 to the end of July 2016, I went through 14 rounds of chemo. Each round of chemo, I was admitted to the hospital from anywhere from like 2 nights to a week. In that time, I also did I spent 6 weeks in Houston doing 31 rounds of proton radiation. And in August of 2016, I had end of treatment scans that showed that I was cancer free. Which was awesome, and we were all so relieved that I was relieved that I could finally like live the life I wanted. I didn't have to put my life on hold anymore. So I started taking online classes again. I was living in the Soo, but then I had end of treatment scans. Post-treatment scans in December in Austin, and those scans showed that my cancer had come back, and not only had it returned, but it came back with a vengeance. So I had tumors all over my liver, in my lungs. There's one that you can kind of see a bump above my clavicle and on my C3 vertebrae in my neck. It's like at the top of your neck. That was a complete shock, because I felt great at that point. I had no idea that I had cancer all over my body. So not only there was the shock that I had cancer everywhere, but they also told us that there was nothing more that conventional medicine could do, and that I had 6 months to live. They basically said to go home, that they were sorry, and to get comfortable and make memories and get ready to say goodbye. And that was extremely devastating for not only me, but my parents and my family and my friends. But after a couple hours of grieving, my parents decided that this wasn't an option. And I'm so glad that they made that decision, and that they spent hours upon hours researching what they should do. And through that research, they came across Dr. Tom Incledon. And so about a week after I had those results, I flew to Phoenix, Arizona to meet up with him. And I immediately knew like he was the person I wanted to take care of me. he was confident and the sweetest guy, and he knew what he was talking about. I'm not going to get in too much to what my treatment is with him because that's also another video, but basically everything I do with him, all of my treatments are meant to build up my immune system and strengthen my body so that my body can fight cancer on its own. So I moved here in April and I've been here ever since, and I go to clinic every day, Monday to Friday, and I've been feeling pretty good, and scans have shown that the cancer has not progressed, which is awesome because I was given 6 months in December and it's the end of October, so that is amazing. So yeah, that's basically a rough overview of my life from the past 2 years. Please comment or let me know if you have any questions about any of the things I talked about. I am an open book and I am willing to talk about anything, answer any questions that you have. And just please, yeah, let me know. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, thanks for watching.